We'll use something else for this. We'll use a rectangle just because the way this is set up. Actually, I'm going to change my stop loss here. Actually, my stop loss is good. Okay, cool. All right. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. We start marking out some of this stuff. Actually, let's start with a blank chart here. That way I can kind of show you guys how to just do this. Korean, what's going on, man? Andrew, that guy. What's going on, guys? What's up? Sorry, I missed Monday. I just needed a day to recuperate, reformulate my strategy, because I got some disappointing news for you guys. I got some disappointing news. But we'll wait a little bit. I want to make sure that as many people hear me say this for the first time as possible. And I know a lot of you guys know. But I just want to be open and honest about it. So we'll give it a couple more minutes. Already up to 20 viewers. What's up, guys? Thank you for stopping in so quickly. Bebop. Hey, handsome. What's up? How you doing? Hi, Kitey. What's up, man? What's up, Jen? Adrian or Adrian? I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm sorry. Oh, hello. Hey, how you doing? Amazing Nation. What's going on, man? Fredo. Hi. How you doing? Hasim? I'm sorry. I suck at names, but thank you for being here, man. Appreciate it. Curiosity. What's going on, man? Harry. Hi. How you doing? Magnus. What's going on, buddy? You pronounced it right, bro. Thank you. I try my best. All right. So we're actually gonna be starting with a blank chart today because I just want to kind of show you guys how I'm gonna be doing things going from this point on. Once we start getting into more of like macro trades, that's when I might start incorporating a lot more of GONs and stuff. But for right now, I just want to kind of show you the simple and sweet method that I'm going to be using for next couple of months, and kind of talk about my approach to it. Because, like I said, I do have some disappointing news. It's actually not all bad when you put it into perspective. Obviously, it does suck to reach the sky and then fall back to the ground, but we are much further than we were. So I do have to give myself that. But neither here nor there. Let's start just talking about price action until we get some people in here. So let's start with the macro. I was having a look at this last night, and I don't know why. I think it's because I've been focusing so much on diagonals, GON fans, and fib retracements that I really couldn't see this. But to me, now looking at it, it's so obvious that I can't help but think that this is going to be the pattern for the bull run. Now, it is technically going to still be an Adam and Eve, but it's also another pattern as well. So what I'm talking about here is I've been scalping the very, very small time frames for the last couple of days, last couple of weeks, actually. Well, actually just last week and a half, 2 weeks. And consistently, it's been nothing but head and shoulders, double bottoms, double tops. So I went to the macro chart. I was like, well, I'll be damned. I'll be damned. Oh, you guys don't see the chart. I'm stupid. All right, let's put it over there. So I was looking at the chart and I was like, I'll be damned. There's no way. There's no way. And lo and behold, we were actually in a massive head and shoulders. So down here is the bottom range. And when I say a massive head and shoulders, I don't mean a massive head and shoulders to the downside, because you can have a head and shoulders that actually breaks to the upside. You just need to confirm above the neckline. So in this case, I would say anything above like $11,000 would probably be confirmed. Now, officially, we do have to get past 12,500. But besides that, it's really not that hard. So you can see right here, we have, boom, we have shoulder, head. We got the double top rejection. And now we're going to try to come back down and confirm another shoulder. Now, there is a possibility that this does end up in a double bottom head and shoulders. Okay, so that is something to watch out for. But more than likely, it's probably going to be, well, first we have to go with this option. That has to be the main option here. So that's what I'm looking for on a macro scale. And that will also play into the Adam and Eve pattern very well. So we got the Adam here and we'll get the Eve here. Either we'll get the Eve there or we'll get the Eve all the way down to here. Okay. So that's what I'm looking for this next bull run. It's pretty obvious now that I put it like this, and it just took simplicity. Simplicity. I was overcomplicating it and trying to figure out, how do I do this, this, and that? But horizontals. Stupid. Stupid kite. But this is going to be incredibly helpful moving on. So now that we know that we got rejected at the macro top, our next technical target is going to be somewhere down in the 68.38 region. Hopefully, obviously, that would be the best scenario. Obviously, we could find support momentarily above that or even a little bit below that, but that's the general area that I'm looking at. So now let's go down to the lower time frames. My favorite time frame recently has been the 15-minute. And essentially, what I've been doing is using Hakonishi candles with wicks turned off. And I've been creating horizontals on any of the major swing highs to swing lows. So I was showing off in the Discord the other day, and I'm sorry, I can't see the chat right now. Let me actually bring that back up. Go ahead and put that over here. Mr. Thakas, what's going on, buddy? All right, so now I was showing off yesterday that using just this little amount of information, you actually had about 3 out of the 4 horizontal supports and resistances that you needed to trade this scalping range accurately. Okay, so anytime you have a top, go ahead, draw a horizontal. Anytime you have a bottom, draw a horizontal. So right there, off the bat, we now have 3 out of the 4 horizontal supports and resistances that were required to scalp this range. Now, short-term time frames, all right? Well, medium-term time frames. This is the 2-hour right now. We do have a technical top here. Now, I am waiting for this next candle to close to see if we actually might see a pop up to maybe the $10,500 region. That might be likely. Let me go back down to the 15-minute and get the exact measurements for this. Because the lower the time frame you go to, the more accurate your entries and exits can be. So I would say right here is probably the most accurate. So you can see that we're still getting candle body closes below it. And this actually might create a double top right here. You can see we just got another candle body close below it. So if we can get this double top, we'll probably see a pullback to about 91.20. So I am open in a short right now from 9,300 and something, I think, 9,344. So that's my current position. I am looking for a pullback all the way back down to around 85.40 as my first target. Reason being is not only because of this head and shoulders pattern right here. So you can see we have top horizontal. Oh, let me get my brush tool. Top horizontal, head, top horizontal. So we do have a head and shoulders pattern. That would put our target, that if we can see a rejection here, that would actually put our target all the way down to 77.91. So that's what I'll be looking for if we do see a nice rejection here, moving my stop loss down with the moves. Okay, so if we were to actually highlight the most important ones in this range, our most important range numbers are going to be right where we're at, the bottom here at the $88,300 mark, 8360, and then obviously the top horizontal here at about $10,000. So those are the main points that you really want to be taking major swing trades off of, because we could potentially see a double top. Now, if we do get a double top, it's most likely going to be a lower high. So make sure you watch out for that. But right now, we are tightening up. And we do have a bear flag slash ascending wedge, depending on how you're looking at it. But as of right now, we are technically sitting at the top of it. So bear flag, that would actually be a target of the previous breakout right here to the bottom of the flag. That would be our target. And we should be looking at about 78.69. I mean, does that not line up with this horizontal right here on that breakout? I think so. So that works out pretty appropriately for us to get down to those lower numbers. I would absolutely love to see that. But that being said, we're sitting at 62 viewers. I just want to let you guys know that the $100 portfolio that was sitting at $7,000 at the beginning of Sunday is now down to $500. There were mistakes made. I flew too close to the sun. I got greedy. I saw the profits rolling in so fast that I really wanted to go ahead and push it to the limits and see if I could actually get this challenge done in 2, 3 weeks. And if things would have kept going the way they had been, it would have. But the loss that I would have suffered later on would have been much more in terms of dollar amount. So I took some time yesterday. I missed the live stream. I wanted to put it into perspective for myself what I had really done. I found some of the major flaws in my system and I'm ironing them out. So that's why I'm showing you guys this new thingy where I'm just kind of focusing on horizontals. And as well as that, I really just had to take some time to put into perspective what I had done in 1 week. You know, I had 70x my account in 1 week, and it felt very nice, but it made me get too big of a head. And once I put into perspective that I had still 5x'd my account in 1 week, I, I feel a lot better. And if you guys understand that from the beginning, I'm only supposed to be adding around 380% to the account every single month to reach my $250,000 target. So, essentially, in 1 week, I already hit the first month's target. So, although it did feel like a very big loss, I truly believe that this is going to be one of those things that I can go back and show you guys that no matter how big the loss is, all that matters is that you're still ahead and you keep pressing forward. So, I know that saying this and being honest about it could cause a negative reaction. You know, some people saying, "Well, you lost, 6.5 grand in a couple days." I did, but I also made 6.5 grand in a couple days from $100. So, I can do it again. Now, all that remains to be said is that I really, really need to focus on health first, trading second. I've been sacrificing sleep and exercise. Actually, yeah. So I know I say this all the time, but I honestly mean this time. So I've been up for like literally 17 hours a day, and not even that. I've been up for like 20 hours a day for like the last week and a half. A lot of you guys have seen it in my performance, seen it when talking to me, seen it on live streams, and I truly am sorry for anybody that was affected. So, along with the trading challenge, I'm just going to be setting personal challenges for myself. First things first, it's going to be a sleeping schedule, falling asleep at the exact same time every single night and waking up at the exact time every single day. That's going to be one of my personal challenges going forward for the next couple months until it's a habit. So, I like to see some actual proof trade for that statement. Absolutely. I can show you proof. And the trading logs will actually be all up in the once the whole entire thing is done, it will all be up. Let's see. Let's go to positions, close P&L. Okay, so back here you can see that how far does this go back? Um, does this not go all the way back to the beginning of time? So it started with 100, but no, this doesn't go all the way back. Order history? Okay, maybe this goes all the way back to the end of time. So, the first ever trade I made on the $100 portfolio was a 100x long breakout trade. And you can go back and verify all this. If you've been following along with the streams, I've been every single time I've come on live stream, I've given you guys an update. I've never lied about it. The first ever trade was right here. I took a breakout long, set my stop loss below, and I took profit, I think at about 8,600, something like that. And I added 8x to the account there. When we were in this scalping range, I think I got up to about 2,000. When we were in this scalping range up here, that's when I got up to about 5K. Once we had this drop, that's when we got up to 7.7. And then that's when things got messy. So it's never been hidden. You can go back in the previous live streams. You can see every single trade I've ever done. And as well as that, I'll find some sort of way. I'll probably take screenshots of everything. And then once the challenge is all said and done, I'll have the trading logs there so you guys can see, if you wanted to fact check it, I don't know. But I really don't feel like I need to prove anything. You guys are following along with me. Go to your assets on your profile. Oh yeah, I can just go to that chart. I just wanted the actual trading charts. So let's see here. It's not. Let me grab it. Hold on, it's loading. Boom. Asset history or close P&L. Let's go back 90 days. Start date. Go back to January 1st, maybe. This is only showing a closed P&L of negative $500, which doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, it's not making sense. I'll show you right here. So I tried to go back as far as I could. I mean, I even went back to like December of 2019. I mean, that's not even when the account was created, but it's only showing a total realized profit log of negative 500, which I don't understand because I've lost 7,000. Well, not 7,000, 6,500. But I just want to be open and honest with you guys. I'd never want to lie to you guys. So that's going to be the thing. So I do want to make this into kind of like a comeback story. So we've still completed the target for the month. We were only supposed to be at $480 by the end of the month. Right now, I think we are sitting a little bit lower than $500 because I did get stopped out on the last one, but we are sitting at $441, $420. Honesty goes a long way, bro. Thank you for being honest. Thank you, man. It and it really did help when I was honest with you guys. I didn't in the Telegram especially, I didn't receive any negative feedback. Pretty much it was just like dust yourself off. Let's keep this going. You did great. You're still doing great. I really do appreciate that, guys. Still trade with MC? Nah, not as much. But Mr. C, uh, thank you for asking for proof. But I mean, everybody here can tell you that I did it. But that's the trade. I mean, this is the couple of trades that we got looking up for us. Like I said, if we don't see a rejection here, the next particular place that I would try to get an entry is right below 9,786 with a stop loss probably around 98.50. That's probably what my position is going to be. Not financial advice. I'm a 20-year-old kid on the internet, even if I'm pretty smart sometimes and very dumb other times. So don't don't listen to me. All right. So I appreciate it, guys. Thank you very much. I, you know, I just want to truly get shit back together. And I'll be honest, I did come from a privileged perspective when it came to trading. I I pretty much started with 130 grand 2 years ago. And I made a lot of money through luck, and I lost a lot of money through just not learning. And so I made the decision to keep learning. I got good at it. I did a good job. But one thing that I never had to deal with was starting a significantly small portfolio. I never had to start from $100. I never had to start from $500. I could always use good risk management because I had the money to use good risk management. When you have $100 account, if someone tells you only use $2 per trade, you know what you're going to do to that person? You're going to give them the middle finger because that's not money. So I'm learning what it means to start a small account and build it into something great. And there's going to be hiccups along the way. This is something new to me. It's a completely new concept to me. But in order to teach you guys better, because most of the people I teach, they do have smaller portfolios, and I want to be able to relate to everything you guys are going through when it comes to not making profit quick enough or going too quick. And that's why, actually, I might, once this whole thing is done, I am starting to put together a rough draft, an outline of how I'm doing this, and I will release it for free along with the giveaway. So I talked about the giveaway. I didn't want to really give a lot of details away about it, but essentially, no matter what the profit is at 6 months, if I make $10 million at the end of 6 months, if I make 10 million, whatever the number is, I'm giving 10% of it away to you guys in crypto. So I don't know exactly how I'm going to do it yet. I might just have like, so like, let's say I make, $250,000 and I give away $25,000. I might do $500 giveaways and I might do, like 50 people. And then I'll say, all right, get into the live stream at this date and click on this link and enter. And whoever does it the fastest, and I'll give you guys a heads up so that you guys can be waiting there. Everybody log in at the same time. Everybody try to get a spot. I don't know what we're gonna do yet. All right. Obviously, that's not fair to people that can't make it to the stream, so I might have to think of something different. We have plenty of time to go ahead and do that. So that's what we're gonna be doing. Exactly. I like to call it tuition because when you lose for a reason. All right. Now, losing is a part of the game. We talk about this all the time. Learning how to be a good loser and learn from your mistakes is essential. But making careless mistakes, such as using too much risk where you should not, and not following a trading plan, that's what gets you into trouble. Okay. If I would have had hard sets on how much risk and I didn't get carried away with the profit, this could have been a much different story. And if I got proper sleep and really looked at the chart objectively, I could have been at a much higher number. I could have been at $50,000 right now, to be honest. Which to some people, they would legitimately start calling me a liar. But that's what I'm hoping to do here. I'm hoping to make a story for you guys, hoping to, have something to talk about on Discords where you can say, this kid, this 20-year-old kid, he took $100, turned it into this amount. I want it to seem unreal, but I want you guys to know that you guys can do it too. If I can do it, you can do it. There's nothing special about me. There's absolutely nothing special. Now, have I had certain things happen in my past that maybe made me better at trading than some off the gate? Absolutely. Um, I was thinking about this last night. I was trying to think, you know, what is talent? What makes people better at something than somebody else? And really what it came down to was somewhere in their life, they were practicing a similar thing to what they're doing now. And I thought back to my first grade class. So my teacher used to have these books where you would start with one and you would multiply, well, actually it would go 1, 2, and you would do basically you would just multiply the numbers until you finish the book. And we were required to do one book a week. And while all the other kids did their required one book a week and then went on to do other things, I would do 15 books a week. It got to the point where when I was doing it, I needed like an entire half a page just for the numbers. And and then she also had it with patterns too. So like, when you're in like grade school, they have like these little like sequences, and then you have to figure out what the sequence is, and then you have to repeat it for the entire page. So I was learning patterns and numbers back then, and that's what made me good at what I do now, just off the bat. But obviously, I need to enhance that already innate talent, but talent is something that you build. It took me, I was doing that for a year straight. So always practice. And somebody had a really good idea today. I don't know how I'm going to approach it. I don't know if I'm going to approach it, but they had an idea about a trading video game where basically it's a simulated market, um, and it's sped up, so you have way more. You can do a lot more in a little amount of time, and essentially you can start practicing at hyper speed. That's a cool concept. Don't know how to do it, but maybe if I make all this money, I can just pay someone to do it. But that's pretty cool. I did like that idea. I think it was Reinforced. He's the one that gave me the idea for it. So I think I'm gonna end the stream there, guys. It's been great talk. Actually, before we go, I know there's always that person that's like, you only cover Bitcoin. All right, we'll go to Ethereum and Litecoin and maybe XRP. So you can see that we're in pretty much the same exact situation on Ethereum. We have shoulder here, head here, shoulder. Now, it's a lot more apparent on, at least I would say it's a little bit more apparent on Ethereum that we would actually break to the downside here, because you can see we already have a double top, like a macro double top on Ethereum. So, I mean, if we do see a pop to the upside, more than likely it's going to actually be around 210 that we see the rejection. But more than likely we will see a breakdown here, and my target would be about 169. What's the link to the Discord? So the Discord is for only members taking the one-on-one courses. Now, for there's a whole big hubbub. I share the Discord with Seth. He has built the Discord from the ground up. I support it through funds, but besides that, I have not put any real work into getting it set up. I fill the server with members. That's kind of my part. But we've kind of came to the ultimate decision that the Discord needs to be of high value, and we want to make sure that the people that are in it at least have a baseline knowledge of what needs to be done. Obviously, some people are better than others, but that's just because they spent more time and learned from their mistakes. Nobody is better than anybody else. All it is time and effort. Absolutely. So what I'm gonna be doing in the Telegram, and obviously this is not a plug for you to go join the Telegram. But every single time I take a trade, I will be taking screenshots of the entry, margin, stop loss, take profit, as well as when the trade is completed, take a snapshot of the actual P&L and then be posting it. I'll be keeping it on a file in my computer as well as posting in the Telegram. Once it's all said and done, I'll release that if you want to go verify the proof. Obviously, it's going to take some time, so if you're following along and you don't believe me, oh well. Uh, but I appreciate it, Mr. C. I know you're not trying to show shade. I understand proof of trade is necessary, but we will be doing that. In the past, I never really showed proof of trade because I never really told you guys how much I was trading with. I would give hints here and there. You guys know that I got a bigger portfolio, but I try to be careful about how much I'm worth, all this stuff, because I'm a 20-year-old kid. I don't live in a super luxury neighborhood. Uh, all this stuff, I don't want to get caught off guard with anything. Any way to try to mute the publishing that was copyrighted on the last live stream? That was pretty insightful. It's gone. Wait, the entire live stream's gone? I don't think I can get that back. Yeah, unfortunately, one or two things are going to happen. Either one, I have to buy a licensing agreement with a certain like uh, music group. I don't know what to call it, publisher. I don't know. Um, in order to use like a collection of music. So, because I like having music on, it helps me. And what I could do is I could just have music playing in my headphones and not to you guys, and that way I don't feel like I'm just sitting here talking to myself. But I'm not talking to myself. I'm talking to you guys. Use slonging? Absolutely not yet. I'm looking for short entries right now. Until we get past 10,000, there's absolutely no reason to be macro longing. Yeah, you could take a scalp breakout long here and there, but other than that, you shouldn't really be longing. Well, I personally am not going to be longing. Not financial advice, just 20-year-old kid on the internet. Just saying it. Uh, let's see. Let's go to Litecoin real quick. Um, Litecoin might actually see a little bit more of a pop, maybe. So you can see that the horizontal support resistance is here. We're sitting on another one right now. Got another one right here. Right here. Right here. So we really, if you want to see a macro rejection, I would like to see a shoulder like this. So maybe a potential retest of about $45. But other than that, we could see a lower shoulder, but actually gives you a higher target to the downside. So if we actually do see a rejection here, it's actually going to go much, much lower. Um, it was the guy who doesn't give a fuck. Oh, yeah, that was probably it. Now, although I would like to say that I probably shouldn't have played that, I truly believe in that book. And I do think that anybody that was in the live stream, I rather share that information with you and give you a glimpse at the book, like a true glimpse of the book, not just like a pre-edited copy that they use to sell copies, but rather an unedited version. So if we actually do see a rejection here, my target would actually be $37. Obviously, it's going to take some time. You'll see retest to the upside as we go down, but ultimately, once you break past about $40, you should see a considerable drop down to about 38, and then probably a retest to the upside. Might see a rejection, and then probably fall back down to $37. That's what I would probably see for Litecoin. Uh, based on your charting of ETH, would you short here or wait? I would personally take my first short here, willing to get stopped out and get a higher entry. And I was explaining this to somebody earlier. They were asking me like, why would you take your first trade at this point? Why don't you just wait for a top? And the reason being is when we were down here, I did that. So I was trying to play this head and shoulders pattern, and I got greedy and I tried to get a take profit and stop loss down here when I should have just took it up here and then been willing to get stopped out. So essentially, what you're doing with risk to reward, as long as you're losing the same amount every single time, if I get stopped out right here and I get a higher entry, I'm losing a 1, but officially adding around 3 to 4 risk to reward ratio points to the entire trade if we do see a macro rejection. So I'm losing a 1, but I'm gaining 4 times the amount as I just lost. So collectively, I'm just adding on to the trade. Being willing to get stopped out is important for a good trader. And sometimes getting stopped out is actually better because you get a higher risk to reward ratio. J Money, how you doing, man? We've seen our ups, we've seen our downs, and right now, we're just talking about how we're going to get back at it. What book are you talking about? It's called The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. It does have a lot of language in it, but the concept of the book is basically saying you're going to deal with shit all the time. Life is nothing but a bowl of shit. But choosing what shit you care about is going to greatly affect how to be a human. So that's essentially the book. If you want a toned down version of that, that's a little bit more up, less up in your face. I would recommend Stillness is Key. I forgot who it's by, but that's the name of the book. I absolutely love that book. Did you not have a stop loss on a big loss? That was the thing. It wasn't one big loss that I lost that 6.5 grand. It was a collection of losses where I was trying to make back the money I lost, and that's called revenge trading. As much as I preach about not to do it, I did it. And I typically don't. And I can see how somebody with a smaller account wants to make that money back as quick as possible. And it's dangerous. So let me go ahead and bring this up. This is, let me turn my music down real quick. This is the trading strategy that I'm putting together. And this part right here was really what I want you guys to understand. Okay, so let me read this real quick. Getting a small account off the ground is one of the most time consuming, stressful, and exciting things that you can do in trading. Imagine a snowy day. You go outside and you want to build a snowman. The first thing you do is start packing snow into a ball. And you try to get the ball as big as possible, but at some point you can't pack any more snow onto the ball without it falling off. The best way to build a snowman is to start with a small ball and roll it slowly and let the snow slowly collect onto your ball. Over the next couple of hours, if done properly and with care, that teeny snowball should be a massive, unmovable by one person ball of snow. Your account is the same thing. Go too fast and break the ball. As simple as that. Find a way to make trading as untime consuming as possible. Easiest way to do so is set up trendline alerts and not pay attention except for when you need to. Okay. A lot of people, me especially, spend most of their days staring at their chart. And if you understand the levels to be looking at, why are you spending your time staring at a chart? Go do something else. Hang out with your family. Go for a walk. Do this, do that. Anything but staring at your damn chart. Get the levels, find out where you want to take your trades, set up the alerts, set up the limits, and keep pumping good trades out. That's all it is. Now, over here, this is preset hard caps. So while the account is under $100 or at $100, I will be using 25% risk every single trade. Now, a lot of people are like, well, now you only have 4 chances to get this done, and then you're out of all your money. No, that's not how it works. It's based off of the money you have, not the money you had. So let's say, technically, I think I did this earlier. Before you're officially really out of money, like down to the point where it's pretty hard to come back, you would have about 8 chances. Okay. Now, when we get up to $500, I reduce my risk by 4.6%. The idea here is every time I add 400% to my account, I reduce my risk by 4.6%. So once I get around 100K, that's when I'll be at 1 to 2% per trade. Now, the reason being is because when you're at $100, 2% risk is $2. So if you hit a 10 risk to reward ratio trade, you're only going to make $20. $20. But if you hit a 10 risk to reward ratio trade with a $100 account, a $100,000 account, you'll be making 20 grand. So at that point, do you really need to make more money than $20,000 a good trade? I don't think so. Stop getting greedy. All right. So that's the hard set linear path. This is the risk to reward formula. I left it as variables because you can work this out however you want. And then kind of just throw in a little thing here. I'm a kid. I can do it. No excuses. And this is it. Chart setup. HA candles, wicks turned off, MACD, RSI, 15-minute time frame for scalping, 6-hour for macro trend. And all it is just finding your tops, finding your bottoms, drawing your horizontal ranges, and just scalping back and forth. That's all it is. That's all it is. So I hope that once this is all said and done, I can share that with you guys and make sure that there is a very definitive way of how you guys can do this yourselves. Because I know that developing a trading plan is hard for some people. If you guys do join the one-on-one group, that is going to be your homework at one point, taking the information that you learned from me and putting it into a trading plan. Obviously, I can pass this along to you as an example, but I want to hear it from your own mouth. Throw in a pep talk for yourself, because ultimately your trading plan is for you. So even though I threw in a pep talk as if I was talking to somebody else, do it for yourself. Give yourself a pep talk. Every single time you wake up in the morning, give yourself a pep talk. Make a secret identity. Become a superhero. This morning I was in the shower and I was like, what would be my superhero name? I think I'm gonna call No Excuses. No Excuses Man. All right, No Excuses Man. When he goes to annihilate his villains, no excuses. When he wants to take out the trash, no excuses. Whatever it is. And that's my secret identity. And well, at least what I want it to be. Mr. No Excuses. So that's how we're gonna proceed going forward. Uh gonna leave it at that. I'll see you guys on Friday. Let's start saying goodbye. I'll miss you guys until then. And hopefully this is, a good reset. Something to put me back in check. That I mean, I haven't read that book, Fearless, but I just from the title I know what it's about. That's something that I learned from my grandfather. My grandfather would always tell me, "Don't sweat the small stuff," and absolutely everything is small stuff. Everything. Did you ever try 30-second? I did it at one point, and I was very successful with it, but I do not recommend that. There is a very specific time where 30-second, 15-second scalping is actually worthwhile. Those are very few and far between. And when I say that, what I mean is periods where massive market movers are taking profit and retail is FOMOing super hard because you have these super far back fluctuations very, very quickly, which is why it's very easy to get wicked out, liquidated very easily when those massive moves are happening, is because the real traders, they're taking their profit. The wannabe traders, they're FOMOing. So that's why you have these huge, and that's what we saw as the happening hit. And as much as I would love to blame that period of time for why I lost, ultimately came down to me. Trigger Mac, I'm doing absolutely fine. I was open and honest with you guys saying that I got up to 7.7K and now I'm at 500 bucks. But all in all, we started from 100, we're at 500. We're up 400% on the account. Well, right now, until this trade is done, we're only up 300%, but that's fine. It's only been a week and a half. I'm taking it easy on myself. Trigger map, Trigger Mac. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. That guy never settles. Korean, Hugo, AK, Mitch, Crypto Orange, Trigger Mac, Titan, Jesse, Fearless. Okay, love you guys. Harry, you have a great night. Take it easy as well. Crypto Chris, thank you for stopping in. I appreciate it, buddy. All right, guys. Deuces. We'll see you on Friday. Hopefully, we have some good news. Hopefully, we see this rejection. If not, you guys know the plan. I'm looking for a lower high somewhere in the 9800, 96 region. All right, guys. I appreciate it. They actually, I actually cried to this song last night because this was one of the songs that while I was doing this self reflection came on and it just hit me so hard. Um, it's a it's a song about a guy basically breaking up with his old self, saying no more. And it felt like every single line was exactly what was going on at the moment. So I'm gonna play this song at the end. If you guys typically don't stick around for the music at the end, just know that anytime I put on music at the end, there's a specific reason for the song that I put on. It's never just blank music. Insert rap song here. It's always relating to something that I'm thinking about. So, whenever I was in a relationship, this is gonna sound corny. I never found a good way to speak my mind. Uh, and I would always send a song that related to something I was thinking about. Because I figured, if I can't say it, but this person's saying exactly what I want to say, I'll just send it. So if you guys don't stick around for the music, please stick around. It's only about a minute and 55 seconds long. Just kind of, it might speak to you just as much as it spoke to me. But I love you guys. Thank you very much. I'll see you guys. I'm going to try to be getting into some more sleep here and just being on top of my game. But I appreciate it. Thank you so much, guys. I will see you on Friday. Let's go ahead. Boom.
I wish I didn't get phone service. Self-destructive, sometimes it seems like it's on purpose. My biggest fear is going soul searching. Days like this, I wish I didn't get phone service. Self-destructive, sometimes it seems like it's on purpose. My biggest fear is going through life with the wrong person. Questioning, is it all worth it? When you think of death, do you get all nervous? I spend my life trying to shine through them drawn curtains, tucking all my problems, pretending like it was all perfect. Then love yours hit me. The grass is always greener, I need to cherish you with me. Complicated love, it feel like Bobby next to Whitney. I need someone in the spotlight just so I know that they get me. I'm wishy-washy, lost my confidence. I never turned to faith, always moved off of common sense. I let my happiness only stem from accomplishments, and now I'm falling off, so I'm suffering from the consequence. The more I'm speaking positive, the less they listen. And the more that I'm evolving, they just reminiscing. And the more I get rejected, then the less I do. I lost my love for this shit, and I blame you. I'm soul searching. Soul searching. I'm soul searching. Oh no, no. Soul searching. Soul searching. I'm soul searching. Yo, I'm digging deeper than I ever did. Mama wasn't sure about me, glad she let me live. Imagine what would happen if she never did. A lot of people in positions that I left them in. I think about my fears, how they instilled in me. What's real for you is never real for me. What you do in 20 years, I do it in a week. And what I always hoped to be, I already achieved. But now these people questioning my skills. I'm questioning myself cause they ain't copping what I sell. I'm reaching out for help but don't nobody got the answers. I'm begging for a change, I'm finally praying I can feel. I'm going through the motions cause I'm paying all the bills. I got it in the moment so I might as well just chill. But that ain't never been me, it's a frenzy in my mind. Will I see the other side? Maybe only time will tell. I'ma live how I wanna live. I'ma be who I wanna be. It sound cliche, but this all I need. I got my future in front of me. See them pretending, they lacking attention. They all in the mentions for validation. I'm understanding the situation. I guess I'm just in a different place with all the ways that I'm handling life. It ain't hard to be nice. We know I'm wrongs from our rights. I got some shit to live for. I built me something and it ain't happened overnight. I had some problems, I had to do division. I cut on my losses, tell them get off me. I gotta prove my vision. I tell them this.
When the world says you should become something you don't wanna be, I just put my middle fingers up to the sky and wave my hands high. When the world says you should become something you don't wanna be, I just put my middle fingers up to the sky and wave my hands high.
I've been writing solo to my own drum. Life gets frightening when you try to change up. Let them do them, you gon' make your own way. Learning, growing from all of my mistakes. Only thing constant is change, keeping my morals in mind. 24 hours a day, keeping the vision aligned. They tryna get me to live how they dying, applying the pressure to live out a lie. This ain't a lecture, a song with a message to help anybody conflicted inside.
It's all of that,
I need all of that. It feel good to be cool in my own skin. Still authentic ever since way back. I've been all of that in a bag of chips. Real spill, I'ma keep it a buck. When the world say change in a negative way, I put both middle fingers up.
when the world says you should become something you don't wanna hands